I can't just move out or go low and no contact. In Asian cultures, we're expected to live with our family even into adulthood or maintain very intertwined lives with them. How am I supposed to heal and grow when your solutions don't align with my culture? Now, I want to make a video specifically addressing this issue because every now and again I do get comments saying, yeah, sure, this solution might work for Western cultures, but not for Asian ones. Now, I want to make one thing clear. Moving out or going low and no contact makes it a lot easier to heal and grow, but it certainly is not the solution. If you watch my videos, you'll notice that all of my solutions are mental or emotional ones. Because sure, you can move out, but you still might get calls from them, you still have memories of them, and your wounds stay open. You can move away from a mom that constantly talks down to you, but until you release her from the emotional responsibility that she's supposed to have as a parent, her words are always going to affect you and you can't just brush them off. She can call you randomly out of nowhere and mutter some offhand remark under her breath, and it can ruin your whole day and give you baseline anxiety for the whole week. The real solution is to try to gain an objective perspective of the relationship between you and your parents, to understand yourself, to understand your parents, to understand the toxic dynamics at play, and create emotional boundaries. So here are the steps you need to take to heal and grow while you're still living with family or maintaining close contact with them. Number one is you have to create emotional boundaries. So let me give you an example. Let's just say your parents constantly criticize the work that you do in the industry that you're in. And no matter how much you've tried talking to them, they are not listening to you and they continue making these remarks. In this situation, I'd say, okay, create a boundary and let them know you are not comfortable when it comes to talking about the kind of work that you do whenever you talk to them. Now, if you were to do this in Asian cultures, that would be very rude and disrespectful. So what do? In that situation, I would say, don't respond to them, nod your head, maybe even agree with them. Just don't feed the conversation. Maybe make it a little bit awkward for them as well, so that it's not fulfilling on their end. And while you do that, you need to be creating emotional boundaries. Now, what this means is a separation between the words that they say and how it affects you. Let it go in one ear and out the other. Now, creating this emotional boundary will take a lot of time and effort, and you will have your ups and downs, but you will get better with time, and you'll be more aware of how their words affect you and how to dismiss them. Even till today, I still struggle with that sometimes. The second thing you need to do is you need to have an activity that acts as a release valve. When you're living in a toxic household, you absolutely need activities that help you relax and let go of all that pent-up negative emotions that you will naturally get when dealing with toxic family. Whether it's taking a long shower, or going on walks, or listening to music, or watching some TV, or taking a nap, or a combination of all of them, as long as you're doing them with intent to let go of all that pent-up negativity, nothing is considered lazy or unproductive. The problem is most people don't realize they need a release valve, so they just mindlessly fall into whatever cathartic activity just makes them feel good in that moment. And oftentimes, it's not things that are healthy for them, or they end up overdoing things. They end up picking up a lot of vices or engaging in unhealthy behavior or just overdoing things overall. Remember that as long as you do it with intent, you're able to do it in a controlled manner. Otherwise, you can just end up spiraling into whatever makes you feel good or makes you feel numb. The next thing you have to do is journal your feelings, journal your thoughts every single day. Whether it's writing it out or just recording an audio of yourself talking out loud, you have to do it. Now, I used to be one of those people that says I don't like writing because I'm very critical of my writing. So whenever I'm writing, I always feel like I'm not writing well enough. And as a result, I don't feel like I'm actually letting my thoughts out. I'm kind of just judging my writing. This was just an excuse. I just didn't want to put the hard work of learning the skill of journaling. I used to just constantly dismiss the idea of journaling, thinking, oh, that's not for me. But it is for everyone because it allows you to talk to yourself. It allows you to let out a lot of the emotions that you don't even realize you're having. It allows you to be good at analyzing the feelings that you have and have conversations with yourself. It allows you to think about past experiences and helps you develop your own feelings about different situations. So even if you don't like hearing the sound of your own voice, or you just don't like writing and you feel like it's a bit too stressful, it is a skill and you have to build that skill. I promise you, once you get there, you'll be so happy that you can do that for yourself. And lastly is find a group of people to talk to, whether online or offline, about the situations that you're in. It is so important to have a community of people that understand what you're going through, who are in similar situations. And if it's not offline, then it can be online. There's many forums, there's many groups that talk about the different struggles of having unhealthy family. Oftentimes it might seem taboo, like we shouldn't be talking about these things to other people, but it's actually the opposite. We should be talking more about these things so that we can realize that we're not going through these things alone. Hearing other people's experiences and what they do might give you motivation to do something on your own, especially when you're hearing someone who's going through something very similar. So to recap everything, number one, create emotional boundaries. Learn how to not feed the conversation and create that separation internally so that their words slide right off of you. Number two is you have to have an activity that acts as a release valve to let go of all that negativity and pent up emotion that you naturally get from dealing with unhealthy family. Number three is start journaling, whether that's writing down or recording your own voice. Remember that journaling is a skill. Even if you are uncomfortable, you have to push through and get better at it. Number four is find a community of people online or offline that you can talk to about this, and you can learn about other people's experience as well. And I hope this addresses the concerns on how to heal and grow while you're still living or maintaining close contact with family that's causing you wounds and trauma. And of course, if you have any other thoughts or questions and topics you want me to talk about, leave a comment below. I will talk to you in the next video.